It's the PB&J podcast.
Yeah. You know what it is, man. It's episode number 21. I'm one of your hosts, P.
Yeah, what's up? This is B, aka Be Ever Ready, aka Young Gifted.
Yeah, what up,
And,
boy Jay?
and you know, as always, we are the PB&J podcast. We got the resident back on with us. Say hello, resident. Fluff is in the building. We also got a special guest this week. We got a special friend of the show. My man Marvin is on this week. We're going to be having, because it's Black History Month, we wanted to bless everybody, not just black folks. We wanted to bless everybody on the show. So today, Marvin's going to come on with some financial tips and fun things to get into for, 2021 to help you save that money. So without further ado, we're going to throw it over to Marvin. And we're going to listen to his tips and tricks. So if you have any questions, save them. Email us, but we're going to hit up Marvin and see what he got today.
Facts. So, thank y'all for having me. Again, PB&J, big fan. Fluff, what up? Let's go on. Let's start off, though. So, with anything, though, before starting off with anything, you have to understand and know what you're getting into. So by me saying that, we're talking about financial literacy. So basically, what is financial literacy? I'll give you a brief definition, and then we'll go into details. So financial literacy is defined as such: the ability to understand how to make sound financial choices so you can confidently manage and grow your money. Financial literacy is important because it equips us with the knowledge and skills we need to manage money effectively. So I'm saying all that to say this. What is money? So basically, we need to understand what is money. How do we acquire money? How do we gain it? How to retain money? So how to keep our money? But most importantly, and with all that is said or that we're talking about right now, is how to grow our money. We need to understand those facts, though, and educate ourselves. Because right now, these things are not even right now in history. None of it has been taught in schools, though. None of it. So all that starts at home. So I came up with 3 tips. You probably heard that said differently, but I'm saying it in my own terms. So bear with me. So tip number one, which is, how should I put this though? This is the foundation. I mean, this is everything. This is everything. So tip number 1 is to reduce our spending habits. Without that, though, there's nothing. Net worth is defined as what you have minus what you spend. So you can be Mike Tyson and be like, have 300 million and just go through a 300 million like he did, unfortunately. So number 1, reduce our spending habits. And how do we do it, though? We need the tools to actually do it, though. So either priorities, having budgets, and cutting back. I'm telling you. So budget is knowing what you have and say, okay, listen, we're not going off budget. This is what we have, and we have to spend and save for either monthly, weekly, whatever. But you need to actually do that. And a lot of people think that making more money is the source of fixing our problems, which is not. Because by making more money, if we don't reduce our spending habits, then they go hand in hand. Then we increase them. So if you making like 100 mil and you spend 99, okay, you're still a millionaire, but you blew through all your money compared to someone that actually stay on track, stay on course with his own budget. So number 1, reducing our spending habits. Without that, anything else, it's nothing. Without that, reducing our spending habits. So number two is know what they say about you. And I'm going to go in depth with that, though, by saying know what they say about you is your credit files. Because when you introduce yourself to banks or to financial institutions, They don't know P. They don't know J. They don't know B. They don't know Fluff. They go off of paper. What's that paper saying on? What's that paper saying on you? All right, cool. All right, he's got credit cards. He's got loans or whatnot. Oh snap! He not on point though. That dude's not on point. You know what I mean? He's late on everything. Credit cards are max. Nah, that's not a good look though. So knowing your credit history. So get yourself your credit report and go ask to see it. Because they might make mistakes though. And it happens. That something on your credit files is actually reporting, which is not yours, which is actually keeping you from having like good rates on whatever you want to have. Let's just say like mortgage, like a house you need a mortgage. None of us or very few of us can actually pay that straight cash, Randy Moss style. It's not happening. We need that loan, you know what I mean? So knowing who you are, your credit history, super important. And there's a lot of places, Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, to which you can actually ask for a copy. And very important to maintain your credit files or your credit report is basically paying your stuff on time. It's I know it's easy to say, but it's super important. I can't stress it enough though, how making your payments on time and if possible, lowering your credit balances on the credit cards. Either they say normally it's between 60 to 70% of usage. Below that, you're good to go. But basically, that's the two things to really, 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 really be on top of. After that, there's a lot of few things to which you can actually go see like a specialist or an expert or whatnot. But very important, those two things. Be on top of your credit. Be on top of your credit report, though. Make sure you know what they say about you, and if there's any errors or mistakes, it happens. Correct them. Number three, with all that said and done, is hire experts. Seek professional help. Seek it like everything else, whether medical wise or whatever. Money is an important tool, but it has to be in the right hands. So basically, there's a lot of things that you can actually get that information online. But if we want to invest, to which we want to be the next ones to be on that GameSpot, whatever that happened a few weeks ago, we need that expertise though. So either going and having financial advisors, accountants, make sure you have that expertise. It's okay to ask for help. You don't necessarily have to be prideful. You don't have to be, let's just say, too stubborn to ask for help. It's your money. That money needs to be kept and well kept and be able to grow for the next generation. The next generation now. So by saying that, I think those three tips, and obviously there's a lot of things. Then we can go in depth, and that maybe like for different topics, a different day, into investments, stock bonds, action, whatever. But following those three steps, starting wise, I'm telling you, you're in good hands. Starting with those, then you can go forward though. So
let me ask you, if
Yo.
for all those looking to get into it or to get a financial expert, is there anything that they should be looking out for? Questions that they should be asking the financial advisor to make sure that that financial advisor is working for you?
First and foremost, and it's a very good question, Pete. Thank you for asking that question. How long you been doing this? But everything else, though. I mean, those questions, like, we'd be asking the same questions in different fields, though. How long you been doing this? And what is your objective, though? What do you see? What do you see in terms of plan for me? And obviously, that person has to be able to be trustworthy and tell you when, okay, you know what, dude, you're going off budget. That person needs to be able to be real with you and say, listen, this is not working. You gotta do something else. So someone that you actually have a good rapport, a good interaction with, someone trustworthy and has experience. I would say. I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's important. I think as especially as Black folks, man. I mean, the point is that you're pulling out is definitely something that we all should really kind of understand. You know, I don't think that we understand what our money is doing for us or what we're not understanding our credit all the way through. I think that those things are huge, especially in the Black community, because it's something that we really have to pay attention to.
Right.
We do though. Nah, we do. For real. We really do. And I think, like I said earlier though, knowing where our money is going it's super important though, because I did that, and probably most of us actually did that, probably in this panel as well. Is that at the end of the year, saying to ourselves, "Dude, where did my money go though? Where did my money go?"
Yeah.
Snap it! It went on
Even like
shoes.
right now, like during, right now during the pandemic, like I know for a lot of people it's eating out. You know what I mean? Getting delivery food, like the amount of money that you can spend, not just restaurant, but also grocery. You know
True.
what I mean? Just
True.
like whatever you might be doing. Like, I mean, I started looking at that probably like a couple weeks ago just to see, versus last year what we were doing, and it's crazy. So, you know what I mean? Just to be able to, pull that together, you know what I mean? I know that alone is gonna make a difference for me.
You
Facts,
know
bro.
what? And
Because I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you, bro. Because like I honestly had to jump off the ledge and delete the app from my phone. And don't get me fucked up. Like I done relapsed a time or two. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I got to take that extra step now to go get it, and that makes me think like, damn, do I really want to do this? Because now I'm thinking about spending the money opposed to just hitting a button and having it be automatic like that. You know what I'm saying? But yo, that eating out, that's the killer right there, yo, for real, for real.
And that's definitely the same for us in this house, because like we're working. I work mad long days, and there's days I come in, I don't want to cook nothing. Everybody eats cereal or we ordering out, and it's like we have to stop doing that, because like me and Pio look and be like, damn, did we really spend all of that on just takeout this month? It adds up, and it's 4 of us. You know what I mean? And it's not like we're ordering something cheap. Even McDonald's is like a lot for us. You know what I mean? Because you're feeding 4 people.
Now, not to cut you off, Cassie, but you feeding somebody over there ripping shirts and shit. So
Okay.
I was just about to say that shit. Like, first off, we ain't just feeding like a small child here. We're feeding a grown man.
Right. The giant.
No, it's crazy, man.
Like you said,
it's definitely crazy.
But like you said, Jay, it's sometimes it's okay to have those lapses. Don't think that we save to save. Obviously, saving is for an actual goal, though. But it's okay to have lapses. I mean, with that money, come on now, we gotta live as well, though. So it's okay to have like lapses. But like I said earlier, and that's what I do in my household, though. You're like everyone's allowed one drug, though. One drug. You're allowed one drug at a time, though. So you know what I mean. So whatever it is, if your drug is takeout, yeah, sure, we'll cut back on a few takeouts. But okay, I'll let you like a Saturday Sunday takeout day. But the rest of the week, you cut it back. We cut it back, and that by cutting it back, you can saving like you can make so much savings doing that though. Like for example, people are like actually going to Starbucks though for what's their coffee going now? Their mocha latte, whatever their names they be having on their coffee.
I don't know, but my vice is the refreshers.
How much is that? 5, 6? Like 5,
Yo,
6,
a refresher is $5 and like 68 cents.
And you take that every day?
No. Only when I'm feeling bougie.
I mean, I think the toughest part is that discipline, though. You know, it's just like going to the gym or working out. It's kind of like, you know, it's hard as it is. You got to stay disciplined in order to get to where you're going. You know, so.
But once you have that, like 80% of the job is done. So that's why I said reducing our spending habits is the foundation. Is number one, though. It's okay to indulge. Come on. We need to indulge from time to time. Come on now. But indulgence cannot be done every day, though. That's the only part. It can't be done every day. You you give yourself a day to indulge in your drug. Indulge in it. But don't come at home with 2 drugs though. That's not happening though.
Right.
If your drug is sneakers though, don't come in here with fresh new sneakers that you just bought and in a Chanel bag. One of them gotta go though.
Right. One of them gotta go. And just to clarify to all of our listeners, man, if you don't know what the drug is, it's not actual drugs. All right. So I don't want anybody out there want to go pop some drugs right now. All right. That's just it's your vice. Whatever your vice is. Mine is sneaker shopping.
I mean, some people's vices could be actual drugs, but you know,
if it is, that's not what we encourage.
We're hoping it's not.
Stay off the candy bars, y'all. Stay off.
Good advice. Mine is perfume now, but he knows me. Clef already knows me. Obviously, my vice were sneakers as well, but I converted sneakers into perfume now. But I didn't keep both of them. I didn't keep both of them. Like I'm cool with sneakers. Let me redirect my focus somewhere else. That's what I'm saying. Can you, as much as we want to keep our money grow, we gotta live as well, though. We gotta live as well. Imagine this dude saving 100 millions in his lifetime, but they ain't doing nothing with it though. He didn't live. He didn't live and indulge from time to time, but. Cut back.
Possible.
You know what I mean? It's mad possible because cutting back. Let's just say, you cutting back on your coffee and mocha refreshers, whatever coladas or whatever they call now. You cutting back on those though. Let's just say, okay, I'm not taking one today though. So it's $5.68 or something like $6. And $6 more in your pockets. Let's just say for the people that have to go to Starbucks every morning before going to work. Okay, you cut that back though. It's like. Take coffee at home though. Just put sprinklers, whatever. Just do whatever. I don't care though. But it's $5.60 or $6 less that you spend. Thus more in your pockets. Thus $6 times 30 is 180. 180 times 12. I don't know exactly how much it is. Y'all do the math.
Either way, you're gonna have some money in your pocket at the end of the year, is what you're saying.
And then that's what I'm saying though. And at the end of the year. Indulge. Y'all want to go to Cancun?
Right.
Starbucks paid that for me. Let's go. Let's go.
That's it. That's it, man. Yes, for everybody out there, like I said, Marvin is a friend of the show, man. So if you have any questions, concerns, whatever, you can always hit us up, man. You can hit us up at our Gmail account is the PB&J podcast number 3 at gmail.com. Or if you're feeling lucky and you want to actually call us, you want to speak to us, you can do that as well. You can hit us up at 781-607-4060. If we don't answer the phone, just leave a message and leave your question. We can get it over to Marvin. We can have him answer all the questions that you guys have for any kind of financial literacy. He's like a jack of all trades, man. So, we're going to have him on the show again.
I was going to say, Marvin, you got social media, anything you want to pop?
Right.
I do have social media. I'm fairly new at this, so hit me up on IG. It's Showbiz 2K. So Showbiz with an S, SHOWBIZ 2K. Hit me up on Instagram, and that's it though. So please give me some time though. I'm a rookie at the game with all this social media stuff. Give me some time. I'm a rookie though. Come on though. I'm a texting dude. I text crazy. So
you got to hire a social media expert, bro.
Muff is in the building.
I just wanted to say, phone line? I heard
we do.
You
got a phone line.
Listen. I told our listeners, man, this year was going to be something different.
We working on our website, so
we moving in that direction right now. All right, so if you guys have been here since the beginning, you already know. But for all our new customers, all our new listeners, man, listen, this is the standard now. We got phone numbers. That's the standard. But keeping the conversation going, we got the Black Light this week, as always. The Black Light this week is going to be on Jay. So put your seatbelts on, buckle up, because Jay always gives us the great black lights, man. So let's go.
Facts.
Yeah. All right. So this week's black light, we're gonna shine it on a beautiful young black queen who made me so proud to see her do her thing a few weeks ago. Had no idea who this woman, this young lady was, and I was elated to have been introduced to her in the manner that I was. The black light will be shined on Amanda Gorman this week, who was the poet laureate for the inauguration for the Biden and Kamala Harris inauguration. I was floored. For anybody who did not watch the inauguration, her poem was beautiful, it was poignant, it was inspirational, and it almost brought, like, literally, I'm not even to be cliche, almost brought me to tears, for real. Not even just for what she was saying, but who was saying it and the manner in which she was saying it. Like, she really performed the hell out of that piece and took those words off the page and out of her mind and put them in our laps and in our hearts. And it was a real privilege to watch her do her thing. But just some quick things about her. She's actually the youngest inaugural poet in U.S. history. That's important to note. She's 22 years old. She's a recent Harvard grad. She graduated in 2020, cum laude. Okay, from Harvard University, cum laude.
That's big time.
I'm telling you, she's born and raised in Los Angeles, California. You know what I mean? So she bought it. Yeah, we don't know what she was doing, but we know she came to Harvard. You know what I mean? And she's written for the New York Times and has 3 books coming up with the Penguin Random House. And mind you, I said this woman just graduated in 2020, but she had already had some works published even while she was in school. And she's also the first poet, the first president of the Young Poets. I want to make sure
Young Poets Society.
I want to say that's what it's called, but I want to make sure I get the actual.
I think it's Young Poets Association, ain't it?
I believe so. It is the National Youth Poet Laureates. That's yeah, she's the first person to be named National Youth Poet Laureate, and yeah, that's what I was thinking of. But yeah, so for any of y'all that did not get a chance to go see her do a thing at the inauguration, please look it up on YouTube. It was really a beautiful piece and really spoke to the time that we're living in, and it was something that we all needed to hear. And also, not for nothing, obviously that moment kind of catapulted her into the spotlight. But beautiful young woman, and she actually now, on top of being a Harvard graduate, has a contract with one of the top modeling agencies now. They saw her features, and she was up there looking spicy with her little yellow jacket. All that, they dressed her right. You know what I'm saying? So whoever was her stylist,
Yellow does this good.
Hey,
she had the baby hairs in place and everything too.
You feel me? With the braids,
everything. Yeah.
She was up there looking like a queen. She was looking like our queen. You feel me? Wasn't no mistaking. Like, we knew.
She came prepared though. I think Michelle.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, you know what, Marvin? You right, bro. I didn't even think about that. Michelle probably did pull us out like, no, baby. I'm gonna tell you right now. I love what you do. Okay, make sure you do it to the power when you get up on that. You show them I just want to make sure that we all give a beautiful young sister, Amanda Gorman, her praise, her love, and her flowers. So let the black light be shown upon Amanda Gorman, the youngest poet laureate in history.
Shine on. Shine on.
And it's
that's big time, man. That definitely was big time. And like you said, Jay, I was when she started like speaking. It was like from the moment she started, you were transfixed on the television. Like, you could not move, you could not look away. And then if you listening to the words, it was just like it hit you. It's like that moment when you go to church, if you're going through something and the preacher starts preaching, and whatever he's preaching about that day, you feel like he's talking directly to you. That's how much of an impact I felt that was. So definitely, that was a great black light.
I gotta say, because we talk about how well she spoke, it's important to note that she actually was born with a speech impediment.
Wow.
So, you know what I'm saying? So she worked on that and really, and she went to to get her to get assistance with that. But then she also learned by like singing and listening to music and really worked on her craft and worked on her articulation. And look at where she's at today. So like just let that be a sign to everybody out there. Like it's not where you at, it's where you can be. All right?
Exactly.
That's right.
So if you listen to last week's episode, we had the top 5 albums of all time. Rap albums, I should say, of all time. This week,
do we have that list handy? Can we say it real quick?
I mean, you got it handy, right, Puff?
Yes, I do. So the top 5 were Ready to Die, Illmatic, Reasonable Doubt, Mad City, Chronic.
Not a bad list if you ask me. Today we want to continue the conversation and take it one step further and saying the top 5 rappers of all time. Now, there's going to be little, I guess parameters that we have to go by, and I guess you can throw your own parameters in there. But what we came up with, it has to be lyrically, you have to be dope. Your storytelling can also be a criteria. Is that person a great storyteller? What was the other one we also had? We had hit making ability. So were you able to make hits? And then the impact on the culture. How big of an impact did you make on rap culture all overall? Now everybody can add their own parameters in there because it is a personal list, and we're gonna shift through it and try to get the top 5. But who wants to start it off? I know I have a couple of honorable mentions because B's famous for the honorable mentions, so I had to join him this week. But who wants to start off first with their top 5 lyricists?
Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, okay. I'll do it.
Step out, yo.
I've been itching.
Okay.
So top 5. All right.
Let's go.
We going. And
are you going in order?
Nobody besides the first one is in order. I didn't.
Okay.
I couldn't bring myself to do that. I needed another week for that. All right. So for me, obviously number 1, Hov.
Yep.
Okay? And after this, like I said, no order. Then we got Big, then we got Nas, then we got Pop, and then it's hard.
Wait. Who's after Nas?
Pop.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Pop.
No, but he ain't not enough work.
Yeah.
That's great.
He got a longevity flies. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But fifth slot, I got to give it to Kendrick.
Kendrick.
Okay. I'm not mad at that list. I mean, you got the three of those guys I got on my top 5 as well. I got Jay, I got Big, I got Nas. I rounded it out with M and 3000 for my top 5.
Wow. Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely not mad at it, but I know you guys got so I'm so interested in hearing everybody else's list to see how common we got.
Wow.
Okay.
Like the standard is we're most likely gonna have the same 3 to 4 artists on there because in the same.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Marvin is an eclectic guy.
A sleeper too, but like
Bud is a thinker. Jay is over. I mean, all of y'all are just so gifted with the music. Like I really listen to what y'all say about music, right? So I'm so interested in seeing how many different people you guys have in your top 5. I say Marvin. It's on you.
It's on me.
Yeah, it's on you.
Yeah.
All right. No particular order.
Let me write Marvin's list down.
All right, listen. I'm going with Big on that one. Big's on top though. Big's right there though.
Okay.
Big's right there.
Okay.
After that, I'm gonna do like Jay though. Big for me is on top. The rest of the rap just following is just no particular order though. I'm going Nas. I gotta give it to him though. Nas is there. All right. But listen, we gotta bring it back old school. We gotta go old school. You know what I mean? We gotta go. Listen, when your name is the God, I gotta put you in there.
Hey, listen, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Rock him Allah. Rock him Allah. I gotta put him in there. You gotta put him in there. The God.
Yeah.
You gotta put him in there.
Yeah.
And like, listen, I wouldn't say his arch nemesis, but every time you put Rakim, everyone wanted to see a battle with Big Daddy Kane and Smooth, brother.
That'd be
The Smooth, brother. You know, the chocolate wonder. You know what I mean? You gotta put him in there. And y'all know what? I'm going the curveball, and it's been hard, but it's a personal choice of mine. Scarface.
Oh, you can't go wrong with Scarface.
And you know what?
I see you.
Scarface may be one of the greatest storytellers of all time.
Oh, easily.
Oh, and The Fix is an honorable mention for best album in my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
Scarface.
That was slept on by us last week. That should have been an honorable mention at very least.
You and Bud would be best friends. I need to help get y'all linked up.
Yeah. Nah, that was.
You already know.
So who you got, B?
Oh, I'm now all the drama's gone for me. Me and Jason got the same list. Me and Jason got the same exact list. You got Jay on top. Then I got Big, Pac, Nas, and Kendrick.
And who you got?
I'm surprised at Kendrick though. I'm surprised.
So listen. So my thing, Kendrick to me wins on the impact. Like the impact.
Wait. Save it. Let's get Fluff's list out, and then we'll do.
Okay.
All right. So only the first one is in order. So Jay is my top.
Yeah.
And I got Biggie, Nas, I got DMX, and I got Andre 3000.
Wow.
Not mad at that. Not mad at that X.
That's actually not bad at all. But my whole thing is,
he had a
DMX because like his storytelling, and his impact. When he came out, everybody was like, "Who is this dude?"
Yeah.
He had
He had bars. His bars. X got.
Oh
yeah.
Wait, but what was you saying about Kendrick?
Nah, I was saying so. Like I know Kendrick's like the youngest dude, right? Who I think anybody out of all of us considered. But to me, where he gets on is the impact. The impact of the culture has been crazy. Then on top of that, he hasn't missed. He's got 4 albums, solo albums, and really 5 if you count the Untitled Unmastered. And I mean, I wouldn't count the Black Panther soundtrack, but you know what I mean, that's in the discography, whatever. I mean, he has not missed. See, that's what it does for me. Like, honestly, Kanye is somebody who could have been on my list, but he's an honorable mention because we know like he's very collaborative with the writing. So automatically that takes you kind of out, you know what I'm saying, as an MC. But the thing that Kanye was doing was he wasn't missing. Like, especially the beginning of the run, like everything was on point, borderline. If it wasn't a classic, it was a borderline classic. And that's what Kendrick's done. So see, like to me as an artist, like I hold that in very high regard because it's much easier to miss, you know what I'm saying, than to have consistent back-to-back albums that's that high level. I mean, the only place really where Kendrick comes down for me a little bit is like I was having an argument with one of my boys, and he's like, "Yo, quote me a Kendrick line that everybody know. Give me a punchline. Give me something." And it's like, yeah, he's not that dude. You know what I'm saying?
You don't flow like that.
That's what I'm saying. He's flow, he's passion. You know what I mean? He articulates a thought. He'll make a concept, but that punchline, like that last little, oh, I would never have thought of that. You know what I'm saying? Double entendre, or whatever it is. He's not that. So that's the only thing that really holds him up to me as not being able to be somebody who can knock the top 4 out of that. But I mean, if he has 3 or 4 more that sound like the last 4, it's gonna be hard.
See, I think for some people, Kendrick falls in that Jada conversation. Like, I don't think that I don't think he gets the credit that he deserves. Like, if you really sit down and listen to the album front to back, I think you'll be like, for people who are not on that bandwagon, you're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised at that because he's better than what you think lyrically, and the storytelling is there as well. But people just don't give him the respect that he deserves. And I feel like Jada was like that for a long, long time, and especially during our era growing up. I felt like he was consistent. He always had, the lyrics. That was always a part of his bag. But people didn't, because I guess he didn't have that marketability or whatever that it factor is. I think people kind of slept on him a little bit, and I think Kendrick is in that category.
But you know what? Jada was on my next five though. He was on my next five.
He was on my borderline, Marvin. I feel you.
Yeah,
I think the difference between Jada and Kendrick in terms of the note, I guess the praise that they get. I think Jada actually did get his. I think he did get his flowers in his day. I think the only thing that was holding him back was the fact that he doesn't have like a notable solo album. Like we always know, any verse you hear Jada spit, he's gonna blow that shit out the park.
Right.
Any feature he's gonna murder that shit. You know that.
No way.
He don't have like a solid body of work that we can hand somebody that disc and be like, or direct somebody to that iTunes album and be like, yo, listen to that shit. That's gonna put you on everything that you need to know about Jada. You know what I'm saying?
And I actually said, the last joint he just came out with is actually, I think that's his best album.
But
last one,
the
last one, Ignatius.
But that's the thing about it. We gotta ask about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody really gonna know. You gotta go seek it. The time to drop something like that was maybe 10 years ago when we was like when people, or like mid 2000s or something.
When they was checking when he first signed with Rockefeller and it was a big deal. All of that. Yeah.
We in a different musical climate now, which is also why I think that Kendrick. I think Kendrick does get the respect. I just think the musical climate we in, he doesn't get. It just doesn't get propagated the way it should. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime you mention Kendrick, ain't nobody gonna say nothing less than like he top tier MC. That man deserves everything he gets. But because of the musical climate we in, his music ain't really gonna get played on the radio like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People ain't gonna be bumping that in the clubs, so it's not necessarily gonna be on the forefront of everybody's mind. But when he drops, it's like, oh nigga, y'all heard that shit? The world stops when he drops. You know what I mean?
But I think it's the actual battle between, let's just say, hit making versus consistency. So what do we put more weight on? Like hit making and consistency. I for a fact I go with consistency. Because hit making can actually, you know what I mean? So you can have a hit. We've seen rappers with hits. Go look for them like 2 years after though. They on the mailbox right now. They on whatever.
Matter of fact, talking about consistency and like longevity and hit making, one person I gotta shout out on the honorable mention before we get too far, because I got a bunch now that y'all have been reminding me of. But one I got to shout out is Fat Joe. Man, that dude stay with a hit.
Yeah.
He stay with a hit. He just dropped one. He literally just dropped one.
I'm forgetting about him sometimes.
But this is what I'm saying. He will go away every 2 years. He guaranteed, I'm gonna come back with something. I got at least one for you. You know what I mean? Like
this is the prime reason why I love these list shows, because there's always a guy or person, something that you completely overthought about. And you're like, and when you guys bring it up, you're just like, damn, where was I? Why didn't I get that?
Right.
It was a curveball for real.
Not for nothing, I gotta say, we talk about Fat Joe. He just brings back a memory, my brother, from when niggas was mad young. You and Court, with the Peace Brother, for those that don't know, y'all gave me a Fat Joe cassette, the Don Cartagena cassette.
And that's so hard.
I never forget that album too. And I was like, I don't know who this nigga is, but he nice though.
That shit go hard. Listen, if anybody
that album,
right? If anybody needs an album, a slept on album that they want to just enjoy, just put on and just rock, like the beats, the production, the lyrics, that shit goes so hard, dog.
Yeah.
It goes so hard, man. So,
let me
but
ask you though, on that album though, what's that song called with Pun? Was Twins on that?
Well, on the Don Condogino one?
Yeah. Was Twins on that?
Hold on. Yeah, Pun's on that. Let me see. Hold on. I'm about to.
Remember that?
That's a throwback for real.
I still got that shit in the box over here.
If Twins was on that album, I gotta say yes.
So it's called the one that he got with Pun. He had a couple of ones with Pun on here. He got Triplets, which was with Big Pun and Prospect. He got My World with Big Pun. He got John Blaze. I think it's John Blaze.
John Blaze
was on that.
John Blaze is nice.
This album goes so hard, dog. Like I can't even say it enough. Yeah. But one of the other guys that I had on my honorable mentions, and I think this comes back down to the impact on the culture. And I don't know if it was if the culture just didn't accept him or not, but Pharoah Monch is on my honorable mentions. Like lyrically, I thought Pharoah Monch was that nigga. Like he was that nigga, but he just didn't.
He's only saying that because I was playing the record yesterday when I was cleaning the house, and he was like, "Yo,
I forgot all about Pharoah Monch."
I was about to say, wait, how did he fix his mouth to say Pharoah Monch? Hold up.
Listen, there's another dude that we was listening to music yesterday.
There was a whole bunch of other people that was like on this record.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lupe Fiasco is another one.
Oh, yeah.
We listened to him yesterday. I was like, damn, whatever happened to Lupe Fiasco, dog? Like,
he still got the indie steam, but yeah, it's not. Yeah,
was it the? I know he was talking foul about Barack for a minute there, like when Barack first ran for president. I don't know if that's what killed his buzz or whatever, but he was one of those other guys on there that I was like, yo. He got some shit.
I think his deal was really his contract with Atlantic and dealing with all of that. So I think once he got out, like he's dropped records that have been good, but you're just not going to get the visibility. It's not going to be the same thing.
So we essentially got the list then. I mean we got Jay, we got Big, we got Nas. That's all a consensus across the board.
I mean Marvin didn't have Jay on his list. I got a set.
Huh?
He did not have Jay in his top 5. Hold on, we do need to talk about that. We do need to talk about that. How you got Kane before Hov?
Because Kane was the originator.
He was the original. But if you just look at their careers, neck to neck.
I'll give him that. I give him longevity. I give him business smarts and everything. But for me personally speaking, no, Kane was that dude. I think Jay aspired to be Kane mixed with other rappers as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I gotta put in Kane.
The direct influence is undeniable. I mean, he went on tour with Buddy. You know what I'm saying? So definitely there. I will say, sometimes the student passes the teacher. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those cases.
Jay was my sixth man, though. Jay was my sixth man.
Okay. I never thought I'd hear about Jay being Jay coming off the bench. Yeah, man.
I mean, listen. That's the greatest thing about this list because that second 5. Like whoever your second 5 is going to challenge the shit out of your first 5. Like like I said, on my second 5, I got Pharoah Monch. I got Redman on my second 5, and I don't give a fuck what anybody say. Lyrically, Redman might be one of the dopest. He might be 1A in terms of just wordplay.
So wait, offline, which one of us was talking about cannabis?
I did. So I said Cannabis was lyrically dope, but he just never had that hit making ability.
So is he on your second?
No, he's not on my top 10.
He's just an honorable mention.
He's an honorable mention. He definitely is a dope lyricist. Like I'm giving him his props as a lyricist. He dope.
I got one that's gonna fuck you up if you want to talk about cannabis. Y'all niggas want to talk about cannabis.
All right, go ahead.
How about the most beautifulest thing in the world? Like that. Come on. Keith Murray, my nigga. Keith Murray. It's a astronomical, biological. Come on, dog. Like,
I mean,
that's a throwback.
Yo, Keith Murray, go back and listen to that album. He has some joints on that album, yo.
That's the reason why we have these lists, man. Because again, like somebody, no disrespect to any artist, somebody's getting left off that is an absolute legend.
Yeah.
And I got
okay, because I was gonna say I got a couple.
Who you got? Because I know you got somebody in the bag, B.
So all right, I'm gonna give y'all a quick four. They kind of go together. So first two, Common, Ghostface. Got it. Those two, my guys. Right, that's what I'm saying. The other two that get overlooked, and it's like I would say from our era on down, and we probably got to show them more respect. Snoop.
Yo, it's funny that you mentioned LL. I texted y'all this week.
Yeah, you did. That's what made me start thinking about it.
What was it? Headsprung?
Headsprung.
So hard as fuck. When I heard it, I'm sitting there like, at first I was just vibing a little bit, just a little head nod and shit. The chorus comes on, like the first chorus comes on, and I was watching the video.
You was getting your head sprung.
Yo, I'm watching the video, and then you see the chick in the background, like, and I'm like, yo, this joint really does go hard, my nigga. Like, this shit is some shit. And I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. So I had to text y'all, like, wait a minute. Would I be bumping this hard to Headsprung, my nigga?
So even just back, P has a tendency when he puts some in the air, puts one in the air, like he just be to the left sometimes, and I'm like, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
And I really I was up here, and I was like, damn, you know what? That shit does go hard. So it's not just because he has some herbal essence in his system. It was just it go hard.
That's one real. That's one of those songs that even if you don't like the artist, if you don't like LL Cool J, you cannot help yourself but sitting there listening to it, start bobbing. Yeah. It's a natural reaction to that song. Like, and that's why I when I listen to it, I'm like, yo, this shit is a banger. Like a straight banger. So that's why I don't have him in my top 10, but that song.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But LL was like the longevity guy before J. You know what I mean?
I feel like LL's like another fact though, where like he would just drop that one jewel every couple of years to remind you, yo, I'm still out here, and that shit would go hard.
Even the joint that he got with DMX and Redman and Method Man, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that shit go hard too.
And so Method Man was one of my honorables, because I just sometimes you don't get respect, and I think sometimes
you're second 5.
Of Wu-Tang overshadowed like his individual work or what he did with Redman. And it's like he's always either in a group with Redman or in a group with
he's always been associated with somebody.
Right.
Because you know what?
Nah, that's what I said, Dick.
I like that you say that though, because I had Black Thought though.
He's definitely on mine.
I had Black Thought.
Let me tell you something. If you are somebody who enjoys rap and you have not listened to his Funk Flex freestyle at least 50 times,
I did.
All right, that's like, I mean, not to mention all the classic records with the Roots and everything like that, but I'm just trying to tell you, as somebody who raps, that is how you, like, that's textbook. If they show you this is how you rap, like, bruh, like that was a moment, and it's like it was good to finally see him get that recognition on a wide scale. I know they got Grammys and whatnot, but like, you know what I mean. He does not get the shine that he deserves. He's one of those guys, man.
I think, to be honest, I think that The second 5 might be better, or that's more of a better debate than the first 5.
That's what I was saying, bro. But what's our first 5 though? We gotta
I mean, we gotta the first 3 for sure. Are we in consensus of saying Jay-Z, Biggie, and Nas?
Yeah, who's the best MCs? Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas.
Right.
First off, Big is better. As much as I love Jay, Big is better than Jay, dog.
Slot 4 and 5 for
the career.
Nah, you can't. He didn't have no say over his career. It was cut down.
I know. It's just life.
It's not his fault.
It's not his fault.
He's better.
You might say he's a better MC, but he didn't have a greater career. It's like, to me, it's like this is the conversation between LeBron and Jordan. Like Jordan's a better player than LeBron, but LeBron might end up having a greater career than Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
I just felt Big had everything, dog. Like he had the story.
He didn't have time.
Yeah,
he didn't have time. That's
it.
So we got Jay in the first slot.
We got Jay, Biggie, Nas for the first 3. We need,
and even then, that's a tough order.
I was gonna say, are we conceding Biggie and Nas, or y'all want to have that debate?
I think we gotta finalize our 5 and then work on the order.
And then move on.
Okay.
Some names. NC though. I'm NC to pull out some names up.
What? For honorable mention?
3. We got the first 3. Jay, Biggie, and Nas. First 3. Who's the last 2?
We have how many people have Pac?
I think me and you.
I think you and just you and Bud had Pac.
Okay.
I had M in 3000.
My second tier. So and then me and P had Andre 3000.
Stacks.
I mean, if we're going by the criteria, lyrically, impact on the culture, hit making ability,
crazy.
You have to put M as number 4. There's no way that you cannot leave him off the top.
He had similar impact with M, like lyric DMX. So now you're saying DMX and M, we got a battle.
DMX lyrically better than Eminem?
I think y'all on DMX.
Nah, I ain't. Listen, I know DMX can spit.
I'm not throwing any shade towards M because M is a monster, but like we gotta give DMX his flowers too.
That's all good, giving DMX his due, but he ain't better than Eminem lyrically. Yeah, this just. I mean, that's a fact.
Which is a fact. But how many times, like, and this is just the real, were you running to the new Eminem album?
You don't. So that's the impact on the culture. But is that because he's white?
Well, that Marshall Mathers when M.
Yes, of course. The Marshall Mathers LP. We all agree.
And the Eminem show, like niggas was really on M for those 2 albums, bro. Like,
That's true.
And how many albums do we want to get back for? 2.
And I'm thinking of DMX, his solo work, but also his shit with Rough Riders, like as a collective for the culture, the longevity in terms of how long like hit records he had. You know what I mean?
Is DMX better than 3000?
No.
So if he's not better than 3000, he cannot be better than M.
Well, but hold on. The thing about 3000 is he does not have not one solo record. That's why I can't put him as the top. Like I said, I was the one who was listening to him on Saturday, and I was like, damn. But he's nice. You can't take nothing away from him lyrically, but you can't stand on it. It's like Jay Electronica. You know what I mean? Like he been nice, but
Jay Electronica only got like 1 album, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and the one
that we waited like 10 years to get.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like he nice, but if you don't have the actual work to back it up, you can't be top 5.
But see, here's the thing with that though, bro, because he don't have that solo album, but he got 4 Outkast albums where he got 2 verses on every track. that we can go to, and he wasn't like singing on them shits yet.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
I was
thinking he did his thing.
His lyricism. That's why he made my list, because I was thinking in one of the criteria was lyricism. That's why he made my list.
And storytelling.
And the love below. We can call it
Huh?
I said the love below though. We can call that a solo album though.
Yeah, listen, that's a classic album, but I don't know if it's a classic rap album.
Yeah, nah. I can't go. I can't co-sign that.
I'm saying
it's not a rap album.
No, I'm saying that as a criteria though. I heard a lot of people saying, okay, he doesn't have a solo album. We can consider that a solo album.
Yeah, you could consider that a solo album, but it wasn't rap. So I mean, to me, that's like similar to how we treat Drake. Like nobody brought up Drake yet, but like, dude, like of course, like Impact is crazy. You know what I mean? He can spit, but of course, you now you have the ghostwriter thing. So that kind of outweighs. Talk about top. You can't be top. You can't be top. But I was just about exactly.
Did he write back to back?
I think he did.
I think
he did. You have to add means you don't belong on the list.
That's all it comes down to when it comes to top. That's all I'm saying. Like, you can't knock him as being a good artist.
We can have this conversation all day. I think we're going to be pressed for time at this point. So like, we need to
about 15 minutes.
Slots 4 and 5 so we can get the order going.
Yeah.
So you got two for Pac, 2 for M.
Mm-hmm.
How many for Kendrick?
2 for Kendrick.
And it's 2.
It was me and you.
You and Bud had Kendrick down.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to putting Kendrick in the top 5.
Huh?
I'm not opposed to putting Kendrick in the top 5. I'm not opposed. I think that, I mean, you can't go wrong with it. I just think that M has to be in that top 5. Like, if we're going by the culture or the impact on the culture, lyricism, storytelling.
See, even though he sold a lot, I still think his impact is not as large as his artistry. You know what I mean? Like, he was the biggest hip hop artist ever, but his impact, I wouldn't say is bigger than Nas's.
But do you think that's because he's white?
That's what I'm saying. So I'm talking about in terms of making him top 5. I don't know.
See, I just think that we can't hold the fact that he's a white guy doing what he did in a predominantly black industry. We cannot hold that against him.
I'm not holding it against him, but I'm just looking at it from the perspective of, if that record didn't have that same kind of impact for you, like, you know what I mean? That affects your value to the game, to me. You know what I'm saying?
And
so
I think
who replaces him?
Go ahead.
Pac. The fact that we not discussing Pac in the top 5, and we talk about impact on the culture. Like M wouldn't be here without Pac. Kendrick wouldn't be here without Pac. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's mad people that wouldn't that are fruits off of his tree. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's just musically, but then we talk about impact on like culture. Like Pac was everything. That nigga was huge. On top of hit making ability. On top of him making ability, he also was able to like carry songs with substance. He could call you a bitch and be like, you wonder why they call you bitch. And then Brenda's got a baby, and then America's Most Wanted. You know what I'm saying? And like, he could go back and forth on both lanes and do both equally well and impactful. And then like the man he was.
Dear Mama.
And what Pac had, like, that M, in my opinion, didn't have, though, it's more or less like subject matter, though. Like M had flows for days, though. But I'm not catching like an M song in 2021 when you're talking about you trying to kill your mom, though.
Right, true.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I mean?
So let's bring it back. So Pac makes number 4. We need the number 5 because we got to wrap.
Kendrick is number 5 then. So Pac and Kendrick fill out the last 5, the top 5.
Is that a general consensus?
That's my list.
For me, listen,
We're going to continue we're going to continue this conversation, right? So for all of our fans, all of our listeners, go ahead, Fluff.
No, we got
Marvin is throwing the fit. He's throwing the towel.
So for all our listeners who are actually watching us right now on Grind City TV, if you're watching us on Grind City TV, or if you're watching us on grindcitytv.biz, which is the website, you can. This is the conversation that we had today. So the top 5 again: Big, J, Nas. Who else we got? We got Kendrick on there and we got Pac on there. That's going to be our top 5. So for right now, what we're going to do, we're going to end the video side of this. All right, we're going to end the video side of this. But if you listen to our podcast side of it, if you listen to the podcast side, we're going to continue this conversation. All right, because Marvin right now is on it. He's on it right now. All right. So catch us on the podcast side, man. For everybody on the video side, till next week, man. We're gonna hit y'all up. We'll see y'all next week, and we're gonna continue this conversation in just a minute. Hold up here.